Chronic Gracie is like a self-loathing Gracie. That's like that's like what that fool is. He's like a self-sabotaging Gracie. Even when they were interviewing him during fight week and they were like, how much does it mean? Does it mean something to you that it's the 30th anniversary and it was your family and it was built on the backs of these Brazilians and they came across, and then he was like, nah. It's getting a little bit frustrating now at this point. All the foolishness with Tyson Fury and Jon Jones. And you already know that I'm here for the freak show. If I'm frustrated, it's next level. It's gone too far. I'm talking about, I want to see Jake Paul versus Oprah Winfrey. I want to see Jake Paul versus Joel Osteen. I want to see Jake Paul versus Mr. Beast and Dr. Phil and Roseanne. Jake Paul versus Joe Rogan. I'm here for all of it. I've been making videos. I've been buying the pay-per-view. I've been paying for it. I know that's what separates the fanboys and I just gotta see the train wreck. Like, are you paying for the pay-per-view or are you sharing Reddit links? I'm paying for it. I'm here for the freak show. But when we're talking about Tyson Fury and Jon Jones, and we're talking about it's a real fight, we're talking about it's a boxing match, and I'm the real fighter, and I'm the baddest man, but it's in a boxing ring, and I'm the real fighter. It's getting disrespectful now. It's disrespectful to combat sports across the board, and it needs to be addressed with a little bit of truth, Bay. I don't know if you've been following. That's my new nickname, Truth Bay. And people have been asking me, Grandmaster, I don't know how to feel about this. Please, give me your opinion. I don't know what side to take. Well, I'm here to break it down for you. People that are talking about Tyson Fury and Jon Jones and whether it's a real fight and whether it should be a boxing match or whether it should be in the MMA cage or whether they should do 1-on-1. Let me tell you something that nobody else is addressing right now. A little thing called Muhammad Ali versus Steve Aoki. In case some of you guys didn't know, this has happened before. Muhammad Ali, a boxer, y'all must have forgot. Muhammad Ali fought an MMA dude. Some people call him a wrestler, pro wrestler, catch wrestler. He was all over the place. He was an MMA dude. Muhammad Ali versus Steve Aoki, that was the first MMA fight. It wasn't Royce Gracie. Well, for those of you who don't watch my videos, I actually let you know a long time ago because a lot of people think the first MMA fight, like the first UFC. First of all, the first UFC fight wasn't the first MMA fight. But a lot of people think the first UFC fight, even the first UFC fight they think wasn't the first UFC fight. It wasn't Royce Gracie. Wait, it wasn't even him. A lot of people think that it was that fool that's on Hawaii 5-0 and forgetting Sarah Marshall. What's his name? Taylor Tooley. A lot of people think it was him and Dana White Power dude. That the Dutch guy. That was not the first fight. The one where the dude's teeth got flown out. That wasn't the first fight. There was another fight that was never aired. If you have the VHS from back in the day, if you forgot to take it back to Blockbuster and then they shut down before you could return it like 15 years later, you still got it, you're going to have to upload it to YouTube to let the world find out because it's under wraps right now. The Gracie family hid it. It was a conspiracy. Those fools had it under wraps like the Vatican. They didn't want nobody to know what was going on. I'm telling you, the first fight ever was by this dude, and I can't remember his name right now, and I feel bad because I made a couple videos about this dude already. But the first fight was this dude that actually knew some Gracie Jiu-Jitsu because they stormed his dojo and they choked him out and then he got mad and then he learned Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know what's up with those fools. Like, they got too money hungry. They supposedly came up with this great thing where you could win and you could beat everybody. And then they were like the champions and they were like, we're the best. But then they're like, also we'll give you all our secrets. Just give us some money and we'll give you some stripes. It didn't take long. It didn't take long to get commercialized. They're like, we're the best. We're going to storm your dojo. We're going to choke you out. We're going to show you that this is the dominant martial art. We're the best. Nobody could beat us. But we'll show you how if you give us $100 a month. And then, like, within the 50 UFC, they were all dying out. The Gracies got extinct. And the one Gracie that we have left is, like, undoing everything that the Gracie family did. What's his name? The Chronic Gracie? It's like he Chronic Gracie is like a self-loathing Gracie. That's like what that fool is. He's like a self-sabotaging Gracie. Even when they were interviewing him during fight week, and they were like, how much does it mean? Does it mean something to you that it's the 30th anniversary and it was your family and it was built on the backs of these Brazilians and they came across? And then he was like, nah. Honestly, what I think it was is his dad was like so famous and was always traveling the world and like making a name for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu that he was like, but what about me, dad? And I think he has a lot of rage now. And for real, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because his father figure was like in magazines and on TV. And that's how he was like, he had to put up posters of his dad in his bedroom to feel close to him. That's messed up for real. Like it's I could laugh about it right now and it's funny because I'm trying to detach from it so that I could make light of it, but it's sad. And when I'm off camera, I'm gonna feel real about it. I'm gonna get emotional about it. But back to the storyline. A lot of people forget that there was already a boxer versus an MMA dude. It wasn't the UFC 1 or whatever. It was Muhammad Ali and Steve Aoki. Technically, there was one even before that, but it was on film. It was when Bruce Lee fought that dude on the opening scene of Enter the Dragon, where Bruce Lee had the little black chonies on. That was technically like the first MMA fight ever. That was like 1973 or something like that. And then everyone was like, whoa, what's this? Where's the karate bout? And where's the gis? And where's the sashes and whatnot? And then they started getting all hybrid and mixed up from there. And then Muhammad Ali and Steve Aoki did it in real life. That was in 1976, I believe. And, you know, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not just pulling it off the beanie. I was just scoping the Wikipedia right now. But that was the first one. So if you're like, wait a minute, if you put a boxer with the MMA dude, he's going to kill him because the boxer only has his hands and he can't do nothing. Well, let me tell you something. A lot of people hail him as like the greatest boxer of all time. And Steve Aoki was like the dude, you know. He was all over the world. He was like the best catch wrestler. And he was like, they wanted to test him from place to place because he was like the guy to beat, you know. It was a draw. It was a draw. And I'm not going to take it all one way and be like, Muhammad Ali killed him. He mopped the floor with him. Stop disrespecting boxers. I'm saying it was a draw. It was fair. I'm not trying to go one way or the other. Now, I know I'm going deep into this and you still don't know quite how I feel about it. And I'm going to reveal it right now. A lot of people think that it's foolishness about the two fighting because they think that Jon Jones is going to kill him. I think that's disrespectful, and I think it's ignorant. Because when you think about it, every single fighter in an MMA fight beats the other fighter by way of something, right? So like, if you're watching an MMA fight and some dude wins by submission, technically you could be like, oh, that dude beat him with his BJJ. Okay? Let's say there's an MMA fight and the dude knocks out the other dude with a tornado kick to the dome. And you'll be like, oh, that dude beat that dude with his taekwondo. Okay? Let's say we're watching an MMA fight and there's one dude that throws a combo. He throws a left, he throws an uppercut, he throws another left, and he finishes up with the right hand to the dome. And someone's like, oh, he won with his boxing. Okay, so we're learning because we know that MMA, you know, in some circles stands for the mixed martial arts. You're mixing these things up. And you could say that every fight finishes with one form or another of martial arts, right? So let's say that Tyson Fury goes toe-to-toe with Jon Jones. And let's say Tyson Fury knocks him out. Well, can't he knock him out with his boxing just like, you know, Justin Gaethje knocked some other dude out with his boxing? Can't Tyson Fury knock out Jon Jones with his straight boxing just like Chuck Liddell knocked out some dude only with his hands? It's funny that the same people that are talking about how Tyson Fury would die because he's a straight boxer are the same people that like to clown on Jon Jones and talk about how all the different aspects of his game have deteriorated. I said that he was going to be serial game. I called it. And everybody in the comments was talking about how he didn't look the same. And you like to use footage from all his like first 10 fights because he doesn't move the same anymore. And he's slow. And he's just a defensive fighter like Israel Adesanya. And he doesn't have offense anymore. And he gets hit too much. And he's running all the time. Oh, but he's going to kill Tyson Fury though? Because Tyson Fury ain't showing no signs of slowing down. I think it's pure ignorance here. I think you've been brainwashed. I think Tyson Fury could go in there and beat Jon Jones with his boxing, just like Khabib could go in the cage and beat Conor McGregor with his sambo. Now, Khabib was an MMA fighter, but you could say that it was his sambo techniques that got McGregor down and into the position he did where he got choked out. Doesn't make any sense. The naivete that I'm seeing in this situation right here is disrespectful to one of the greatest, if not the greatest boxer of all time. Everyone wants to clown on Jon Jones and downplay him and say that he's a cheater and he's an old man now and he's washed up and he got lucky because serial game's overrated and he won like 50% of his fights because he keeps socking people in the back of the head and hammer fisting people and elbowing people in the back of the head and nobody ever calls him on it. But then when it comes to Tyson Fury, oh, he's the greatest, he'll kill him. I think that Tyson Fury absolutely has a shot in the octagon to defeat Jon Jones. Just like in the old days when you saw a dude who was skilled in this art and a dude that was skilled in that art, and styles make fights, right? That's what I always hear. And I hate that phrase and I think it's ridiculous because then it's like, well, you can't put him against him because of this, or you can't put him against him because what? Hey, are we fighting or what? A fight's a fight. Don't get scared. Don't do it. You can't put me against him because I'm a striker. He's a grappler and I want to fight. No. You're in the fight game. Don't get scared, homie. But people always want to talk about that. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. Okay, so we're talking about styles or not? Because there's fools in the MMA that beat other fools with straight up striking. They call it boxing or whatever. Even though I've already proven to you there is no boxing in the MMA. It's striking. There's a conversion. But okay, you've seen knockout, you've seen highlight reels, and it's with boxing. Okay, well, how come Tyson Fury can't do that then? I thought styles make fights. What if he goes in there with that style, with that length, with that footwork, and he could do what he does? How come he can't do it, huh? It's because you're a hater. You're being ignorant. Tyson Fury absolutely has a chance. That being said, Jon Jones will probably still beat him.